Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you the team I'm going to use for this week's Journey event. It's going to be no Mythic as usual. Always good to try and do no Mythic to help out the newer players that don't have many of the major Mythic troops. But first things first though, pop up to the shop, grab yourself tier 1, 2 and 3 if you can. Tier 1 is going to give you the very handy Potion of Enchantment, enchant all allies at the start of battle for this event only, and some other stuff at the same time. Tier 2, you need to get that because you need the Cartographer. Guaranteed, this dude is the Pants Finder, as I've started calling him, rather than Pathfinder. But with a Storm, it is actually possible to make these kind of viable now. Does damage to an enemy, then creates 3 purple gems boosted by Mystic allies. The cool thing about this event is it's kind of forced upon us to use Mystics anyway that are all purple, so you can't fail to get the most out of that troop, which is, they're still not as good as the old ones, but if you get a Storm going, which we can, then you do have a better chance of making that troop work. And Loop, which is basically the idea to get these things done, get the battles done in as fewer turns as possible. At tier 3, you want to get that if you can, because you want to help out your guild getting these journey events done anyway. But as well as that, it's a new weapon, and new weapons are good. Deals magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by purple allies and mystic allies. So again, the way this team works, that is going to be the entire team. So it is viable to use this, but I'm not going to use this weapon for a very particular reason, which we'll come to now. So let's take a look at the team. Always go to the one that's got the most miles in it, because the idea of this is to travel as far as you can with your given amount of sigils. And using the Pathfinder, again, you get extra miles on that. With that third trait, gain 2 to 3 times miles in my journey event based on my ascension. So if you can get this to mythic level, absolutely do so, because these are going to get double damage as well. The whatever damage you're showing there, double that, because these hit hard in these events, and he just points a finger at them and goes, kaboosh, you have been damaged, mate. But this is a pretty cool team here, and you can change the 4th troop to someone else if you like. But the reason this is actually pretty cool is because we're going to be an elementalist class anyway. We get all those lovely stun, freeze, burn, and entangle a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. Elementalist is kind of essential for these journey troops, not so much at the beginning, but definitely later on when things get hard and the enemy hits really hard. Getting those entangles going to stop skull damage, things like that, stop extra turns, very useful indeed. But with the Black Manacles doing damage to all enemies, there's a 20% chance to devour a random enemy. If you devour that random enemy and they've got a lot of high stats, you get buffed up absolutely immediately, as well as obviously kill off an opponent straight away. So that is kind of one auto kill chance in this team. But we have a second one with the criminally underrated Starflower. Does damage to all enemies, boosted by ally and enemy Fae. Summon a random Fae, so damage to all and a summon, which is handy in case we lose someone. But also a 20% chance to transform a random enemy to a pixie. A pixie is one of the most rubbish troops in the game. It's pretty much like an auto kill if that happens, which is very, very good. As well as that, gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell is great. Reduce damage from spells by 25% is very good as well. And 50% chance to faeryfy a random enemy at the start of my turn. Faeryfied enemies take 50% extra damage from incoming spells, which basically means they're going to die quicker, especially if we hit them with damage to all. She does damage to all. Black Manacles does damage to all. Laraza has a chance to do damage to all. So yeah, this synergizes pretty well with this team, and the reason why she is there, well, the main reason, is to conjure a Madness Storm when my turn begins. The Madness Storm is blue and purple, and we use purple in all our troops here, and Laraza herself uses blue. So this gives our Cartographer fella a better chance of looping. With that storm being one of the colours purple, when we cast this, there should be more purple on the board in general, which means we have a better chance of looping and doing it again or casting somebody else. Laraza, still good, apart from that storm, does damage to all enemies, or jumble the board and gain an extra turn. If we can't make a match, we get to jumble the board and maybe make an extra turn out of that, or explode 7 gems, which will obviously charge up the team. If you don't have a Laraza, or you just fancy something different, you can even have a second Starflower. Then you're going to get two separate chances of that 50% chance to faeryfy a random enemy, as well as 2 separate chances to get that transform a random enemy to a pixie at the same time. But I do like it with the storm. It should work pretty well. Okay, so we're going to be an elementalist class for this. The banner I'm going to go for is the Dark Fey banner, plus 2 purple, plus 1 yellow, minus 1 green. Elementalist class, let's just take a look at the details. Obviously that awesome elemental force, but talent trees wise we'll have snap freeze. Always good to freeze them from the start. Impact can be really useful as well. Insulated, always nice to have that. All yellow allies gain 1 magic. That would be our Starflower. Storm Aura, create a dust storm at the start of battle. Don't really want that, so we'll turn that off. Let's change that to pretty much anything else really. Rock Solid, really good though. Gain a barrier when matching brown gems. We'll be doing that for our black manacles and getting a barrier at the same time. Lightning Strike, explode 1 yellow gem on 4 or 5 gem matches is useful too, as is Fortitude. Right, so I've jumped forward a little bit. Not going to show the super early battles that are mega crazy easy. No point in that. Let's show some more early battles, but still fairly easy. But let's see what happens. Then we'll jump forward and show some more difficult ones. But yeah, this team works pretty good. You are looking for a brown or purple straight away. A brown if we can. There we go. We've got that black manacles up already in the elementalist effect from the 4 matches. So look out for them as well. As well as that, like Starflower has afflicted this troop with Fairy Fire already, which is really cool. They're going to take 50% extra incoming damage. We can cast this. We've got a chance of a devour. 2 of them are dead absolutely straight away. Let's look out for some brown or purple. More purple appearing on the board due to this Madness Storm. Blue and purple fall more than the other colours, which works really well for our team. Still grab those 4 matches when they're there. He's ready to point his finger. Black Manacle says, oi, don't try and steal my glory gov. Maybe. And wipes him out. Anyway. Of course, if the Devour comes in, then it's even better. Always take the more miles. The idea of this event is to travel as far as you can with your given amount of sigils. And to do it in 10 rounds or less, which is why it is important to try and loop with your troops if you can. On these early stages, you're going to be taking manacles more often because you can finish the enemy off nice and fast. But later on, to minimise the amount of turns, you'll be casting this one more, because where we got this storm going with blue and purple falling more than the other colours, the fact that we generate the most purple possible means it should have a okay chance of getting the loop. And he can point his finger and finish off and say, oi, I put the finger at you. You can go, mate. And they did. Next one, 30 miles. Now with the Elementalist effect, that stun, freeze, burn, entangle, really useful when these battles start to get a lot harder. When we cast Starflower, we've got a chance of transforming somebody into a pixie. We've got a chance of a devour here. We've got a lot of things in place to make this easier. Right, they're empowered at the bottom, or got charged up already. Empowered lot. So we can actually give a chance to get rid of these straight away. So we're going to create 6 more purple. Didn't loop set up the enemy. That is the thing with these troops right now. They're just not as good as the old ones used to be. I mean, the thing is, if the devs were worried about these troops being overpowered for other things, then why not make the traits only viable for Journey? Why not make that middle trait, for example, plus 6 purple generated during Journey or something? Not just kill them all off for everything. But I don't know. Anyway, let's do this. These are afflicted by Fairy Fire, so they die anyway. And it did actually loop that time, you see, so pretty cool. You can cast Starflower if you like, get her involved, doing some damage. If they don't die, transform somebody into a pixie maybe. I've jumped forward a little bit. Let's see how this team does on some slightly trickier levels. Mate, you ain't coming in the pub looking like that. That would have been a nice amount of blue straight away, but the Potion of Explosion comes along and spoils that. Let's grab ourselves some brown then for our manacles. If you get lucky with the Devour, can make things happen really quickly, because obviously with that you're going to get an increase in attack as well, which can really help when the skulls come along. So let's see if we get lucky. Not that time. Let's grab ourselves some purple 4 match. Get that stun, freeze, burn, entangle effect going on as well. Really, really important that later on in the later levels. Have we got any purple? Nope. Let's get her ready then. She's useful. This is going to do damage to all enemies, or jumble the board and get an extra turn, or cast gems and charge up the team. Any of those things are pretty useful, and Starflower is ready as well to finish off. And she could have transformed somebody to a pixie at the same time. Right, let's do this 75 miles fight. Why he thinks he can come into my pub is a mystery. It's like he knows the answer before he's walked in, surely. So anyway, like you can, like I say, feel lucky if you get the Devourer on this. 20% chance, didn't happen. We've got this Madness Storm going on. More chance of this working, but there's hardly any purple on the border right now. So I'm just going to ignore that for a minute. Oh, that's kind, isn't it? Change to a random dragon, which happens to be Stellarix. Oh, wow. Well, in that case, we can use this dude with his ×2 magic to give that a nice whack. Because look at that, it's got a huge damage reduction from spells. Even with that ×2 magic, it hardly touched it. Come on, devour Stellarix, just for a laugh. Go on. Oh, no, you can't. Didn't happen. That'd have been funny, though. Devour Stellarix. Right, so let's blast them out of the way and finish off their very lucky summon there of the best troop in the game. One most powerful one, at least. Right, so let's see if we can do this on a more usual basis. So we'll grab some brown. Always good to get that because you get the rock solid barrier at the same time. Always good to have a barrier. Look out for any way of dropping them down into a 4-match like that. Get those elementalist effects underway. If you get lucky with Starflower and you get some of these fairy fire effects come in, that's going to do extra damage when we cast our damage to all troops. I'd like to cast this, see if we get the Devour. Didn't. Let's cast Starflower next, see if we can transform somebody into a pixie. Didn't. That's okay. Let's cast this, see if we get somebody else dead, and let's point the Stinky Finger and finish them off. I'd like to actually go to cast that Stinky Finger spell. It's not Stinky Finger, I'm just calling it that. But have one of the troops in terror at the same time, and you go to cast Stinky Finger, and they run off in terror. That's just the way my mind works. What are all these Hombrites doing, thinking they can walk into my pub, like looking the way they do? It's a lot of green. A lot of green. Alright, come on, let's get a Devour. Yeah, I think we've done something there. No, we didn't. Just killed him. Oh, must be a way of getting a double match skull from here somewhere. No, there's not. So in that case, means that we've got like 0 purple on the board. Let's do this. If we do damage to all, we do damage to all. If we jumble the board, that could have been in our favour as well. And let's Starflower have the glory. Right, let's do a couple more. I think they're in the land of Lord of the Rings or something, and the kind of pubs they think they're allowed to frequent. Let's do this one here, because we're just going to bring that brown to there, which means you can get the brown next time maybe. So they're going to steal it. Didn't actually see that was going to make an extra turn. Such is life. Right, let's get another Devour going. Yes, lovely jubbly. Fire attack uplooked 133, so skull damage is going to be absolutely hideous for them now. We're extra tanky because of our extra stats. Got potential to make this work. Let's whack it on him. But it softened him up. Like, they're near dead now because all that extra damage. Let's put him in range for Black Manus to kill him off, combined with Starflower. Oh, not quite on that last one. But Stinky Fingers coming. She got transformed. They got transformed into a pixie anyway. So we got the Devourer on that one. Starflower worked with the transform to a pixie and gave him the stinky finger. That's a triple combo there, which they ain't going to be happy with. Let's do the last couple of fights. Let's get some brown. Get our barrier in place. That was a lucky extra turn. Nobody's fairy-fired yet, but let's see if we get lucky with a devour. Not right now. See if we get to transform anybody to a pixie. They survived. Let's give them the stinky finger. Let's give it on them. They're fairy-fired, dead. Let's whack them with a skull bash. Let's see if we get this damage to wall as well. Charged up our manacles and dead. So yeah, still doing okay, and we're at the what, nearly 3,000 miles stage now. Well, let's make this the last one. Let's do this 75 miles fight. Yeah, so absolutely no danger of death at all so far, not even remotely. We'll grab that. Get some burn free stun entangle stuff going on as well, and again there. So we've got a chance to devour now. Come on. It didn't happen. How about Starflower? Is she in a good mood, or should we have another second chance at a devour? Look at that. The enemy's all tangled up. They got no chance. Come on. Oh, don't know what happened to the bottom troop, but they're gone. Oh, we jumbled the board, but that's good, look, because we can do stuff like this, collect mana for our team again. If you're going to cast a troop like this, then I'd actually probably leave that there. It gives a better chance of loopy-dooping. It did loop. And we can just kill him off now anyway, but let Stinky Finger have the joy. There you go. Be gone. And Stinky Finger got recharged as well. Don't know why I'm calling it Stinky Finger. I think it's because it's got that funny little bit of smoke coming off it. Because oh no. No. Stop talking. Right, anyway, so I'm going to grab some rewards like that. And yeah, the team's actually working really, really well. How well it will do when it goes right up to the hardest levels, not sure, because you may drop some miles at that point unless you get really lucky with our cartographer dude, or you get some really nice quick devours which make things quicker as well. But yeah, there's the team, there's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful, helpful, any of that kind of stuff, be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. And don't forget, you must use the event captain, the cartographer, in the team to get that ×2 magic and extra miles. But thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.